Hello everyone, my name is Lance090 and welcome back to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. So I've just been doing some of the tedious missions off camera. I unlocked a level of science that gave us a new science tool. Just drove a plane around the Space Center to get a bunch of science again. You know that drill. I also rescued a Kerbal from orbit as one of the missions. So we now have this new Kerbal. He's a scientist. So I had him do that little mission there to prove his worth. Just did some basic upgrades to some of these buildings that we don't care as much about just because they're cheap. Mission Control and Astronaut Complex are level maxed out now, actually. I think the launch pad is also maxed out now. These last ones are all incredibly expensive. Not even really sure how we get the kind of returns. Well, this one's not, but that building we also don't care about. I'm not sure how we get the kind of money we need to upgrade those. That'll be difficult. Let's see, this one could have done that one on my own. I have a few that I can do to you guys here because it's very kind of big deal things. One is build a surface outpost on the moon. One is dock 2 vessels on or around the moon. Build a orbital space station around Kerbal. Surface outpost on Minmus. We have a fair amount of time for most of these except for this one, but we can probably do this one. I wonder if we can troll this science by just sending a docked vessel there and then undocking it and redocking it. Or if it's actually going to make us go through a lot more work. Like if I have to send a separate mission there completely. We have enough science that we can unlock something, so I'll take a look at what we can do. Any more from the next tier, which is unfortunate. If we're gonna do some docking and space stations, we might want to get space station parts. Have the Clampatron Jr. Or do we have no docking port? I think we may have none right now, so I probably have to get this Clampatron in order to do any docking. Which kinda sucks because none of the rest of these parts are very useful for us. But we have them. Perhaps that has its own intrinsic value. So let's see, how are we gonna do this? We don't have to land on the moon, so... In fact, I think my rescue ship here has the landing portion of the spaceship removed. I just made this landing ship to rescue the Kerbal because he was pretty far out. Someone's messaging me. See. I think I could remove the heat shield from this. Just kind of do a more careful aerobraking maneuver to get home. Probably. That would allow us to remove that, and we could attach the Clampatron on, Dockatron. Attachment. We might have had the Junior before, but I don't know if this will work for our contract or not. I want it to, because this would be the easy way to do it. I have a feeling it might be smart enough to know that I should send a completely separate mission to do this. Make sure everything's correct here. Don't have to land on the moon. This docking part will probably blow up on re-entry. I don't think the Kerbal will be able to get out if I put a heat shield on the bottom of this. Trying to make sure everything's alright with this design. Also, when I rescued that Kerbal, it seemed like the life support was going down slower because I only sent one person, so maybe it does work sometimes, not work other times. Because it didn't work that one time when we were trying to get back as quickly as we could. One or two people it seemed to consume the same amount, but that might have just been the game glitching out. I think this can do it. As we've discussed, people can't leave me alone when I'm trying to record. That was the rescuing the Kerbal from orbit. Which I probably should have recorded that because that was kind of a... Why are we going that way? Why are we bobbing out of control? Why does it do this? Look at it. Just did the start of the gravity turn a little too soon. And resent that though. So resent those colliding into each other because they haven't collided into each other for a few launches now. Don't seem to have these struts anymore. Hopefully this is all we need to do. I use this Kerbal Engineer so I don't have to jump back and forth from the map view to see how we're doing. Just want to burn out this stage before I'm in space. Here we go. Yeah, really hoping this just works. And I won't have to send a second. Ooh. What is the wording of this contract? Dock two different vessels. Docking port clock. I don't know if it'll work. I don't know if the game's smart enough to know. I don't like how many hearts did not survive here. Kind of more like just one part fell apart completely. All right. Gotta love this Gemini capsule though. Just so good. No idea why there isn't a stock one. I use this to measure if I'm messing up my burn or not here. Try to keep it as close as possible. Just burning as close to the horizon as we can until periaps is over 70,000. Are being loud, I apologize. Since we're it's pretty close. All right, to the moon. That was a really efficient burn too. Like paying attention to this actually helps quite a bit. I've been doing that for these meaningless missions just to get money. Doing that, saving a lot of fuel. Of course, there's also not nearly as much stuff that we're launching to the moon with this rocket as we have been before, since we don't need to land. We do if we want to set up that moon base, but we don't have to do that. Why get that up? Good. Gotta get Jev and Valentina landed on Minmus so they can do some more work for us. Although I think even with the next level, it's not enough to track the maneuver node. That's what I really want them to be able to do. The rest of the maneuvers aren't going to be useful very often. We'll have to start building our space stations here soon. Several years to make it happen, but there's still quite a few normal missions just going to the moon and Minmus I want to do before we start building those. It says 37 seconds. I have mixed feelings if that's correct or not. Kinda up in the air. That's correct, but we're probably gonna run out of fuel in this stage, so. Though it does have quite a bit. Other than the wobble we had at the start, this was a fairly successful mission. Alright, we are on our way. And we have life support. Ooh, ooh. This doesn't have RCS on it, so it's not going to be able to redock with this easily. I say easily because there is a way. It's kind of stupid and dangerous. The way is going to be I'm going to have to light this engine up, decouple, and then hope that the force of this engine still pushing itself recouples it. To be honest with you, it's going to be extremely dangerous if it doesn't work. Jeb's lost up there. Although he has a docking module, he'll have food. As long as we're in orbit of the moon, we can do a rescue mission. So I think we're still going to proceed, even though this was not fought through completely. Just going to get ourselves in orbit of the moon. Attempt to do that. We really care about how high up we are around the moon. It's probably fine. Oop. Put it in a circular orbit because that'll help us get to it if we have to do an emergency rescue mission. Eventually, you probably even want to make it equatorial. Just to make certain things are going to be alright. Fight me. Okay. It's pretty good. Alright, point me prograde. To let it line up completely before I try anything. Limiter. Then going to not quick save. The temptation was very strong because it's habit. Make sure we're actually doing all the goals here. Dock 2 vessels around the moon. Might not even work. Throttle up. Couple. Recouple. recouple? Nope. Yeah. That was the fear. I don't know why it didn't recouple. I guess it probably has like a time delay of when it decouples to prevent it from like recoupling and decoupling over and over again. We now have to rescue Jeb. Good news is, in rescuing Jeb, it will definitely fulfill the goal of the docking, as long as I pull it off. So, to bring him home, do the same mission. Bad news is we don't have any satellites around the moon yet, so possible this probe can lose contact. Lots of antennas just to I have to put a weird fairing on this one. Doesn't really look attached to me. I don't really understand what's going on there. I don't think that's... I think that's attached to the center one. I don't think it's connected to the bottom one. That is just floating in there. there is like 2 connection points. Strange. Maybe that is okay. Alright. I don't know why everything is highlighted. It's a little weird. Okay. I think that's all correct. Bring him home. Meanwhile, Valentina and Bob are like, "Hey, what are we chopping? Gonna make a rescue mission for us, but you're gonna go save Jeb?" Which I say, yes, because Jeb has life support, so he can actually last that long. Waiting the early turn. It's still wobbling anyway. Ooh-wee. Why does it not like turning so much? Fine controls do help. Still, it shouldn't even be an issue, to be honest with you. Okay. Did not put Kerbal Engineer on this one, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way. Which is fine. This must be one of my most disastrous series. Well, think of my KSP series, is probably the furthest I've played it on video. I've played it for longer by myself, but don't bump into me, please. Thank you. Very little, I just have to pay attention to that, because... Ah, shit. I hope the solar panels can fold out. Okay. Shouldn't be able to, but... I have to do most of my maneuvering from here, since I can't. Since I don't have the engineer this time. Make sure everything. Don't crash on me, game, please. Thank you. What's the game? It's having some issues here. Probably has to do with these things extending through. Neighbor, why are you... Okay, you guys can't hear him, I guess. I can see on the microphone it's not popping, but... like he's banging on a cowbell or something. swear if he wasn't going to become the landlord at some point here, I would be reporting him. As it is, he gets to do whatever he wants. Probably only hear it when I'm talking, because otherwise the sound gates blocks it. I'm wearing headphones and I can hear it. Can you file noise complaints anonymously? It's not really late enough for it to be noise complaint worthy. Oh, Jesus. This poor probe, it cannot turn. My God. Where's my others? Angry. Oh, now you can hear it because now the air conditioner is keeping the microphone on. Sometimes it seems I can. God, dude. Stop. Little space probe. Good thing I'm using this hex core instead of the octo core, otherwise we'd have some issues here. Maybe I should physics warp. That's not physics warp. Oh. Just gonna give it thrust so it can do it at this point. That's just the stage casing getting blown up there. I don't think it's anything critical. Well, good news is, as long as I pull this off, we'll achieve the goal. We're doing it the hard way. Just to be honest, even if I made the bottom stage last time like this, like it should have been, might not have even been able to fulfill the contract. I don't know how they work. I shouldn't feel too bad about it. Other than I had the thought that I probably should stick it on there, and I didn't for some reason. Now the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. No. One thing we have to fear is the game glitching out and saying I have no electrical charge, even though I do. Sometimes it just likes to tank your electric charge. One of the mods does it. I don't know which one. Probably TAC life support. If it happens to a probe, it's gonna kill it. That time was because it was behind the planet, but where's Jeb? There, he's this. He's at like 90,000 years, so. At least the probe has a little bit more control now. Still not very much, but hopefully enough to get the job done. Kill me. We're coming, Jebediah. It's actually like almost gonna arrive there at the right time just by happenstance. Oh, we're gonna escape trajectory right now, actually. That's interesting. And get this thing into orbit, and then we'll figure out how to rendezvous from there. Well, I guess I didn't have to show you guys that last rendezvous because we have to do it again anyway. As we attempt to hashtag bring him home. Okay. So, set him as the target. We have an intersect here. What we need to know is what can we do to make this better. Throwing down like a game. I want to be able to click on my orbit, please. Game. Why is it not letting me click on my own orbit here? Go to the tracking station. Go to this thing. Fly it. Please allow me to throw down a marker. Anytime. Okay. And then add one just so it doesn't go away again. Intersect one is at 51 kilometers. Let's see what happens when I slow down. It's closer and closer. 15, 14, 4, 4.2 is the closest I got here. I'm gonna have to do something else. I just pull this direction. 1. Okay. Here, that's some help. 3.3. Okay, let's just do this. Probably want to turn on our thrust limiter here. We have to do very small burns to make this happen. Well, just the hope is, I hope Jebediah has enough food and water. Using that his ship is also named Rescue Ship. In fact, I should probably rename this craft just to make sure it doesn't get classified as being the same thing. Not quite as good as we name the ship just to make sure. Why name it that? Artemis was, I think, the name of the module that the first Gemini mission was supposed to dock with. Or not the first Gemini, but one of the Gemini missions was to dock with actually it might have been called Athena. Doesn't matter. Here, if I add a maneuver to fix this descending node this way. That will help bring us closer. Oh shit, it's not going to be able to do this maneuver. It's going to be blocked by the sun. By the moon. Yeah. Keep it pointed here, and we'll see if I can do this maneuver somehow else. Okay. This is helping, but it's probably not going to be able to help itself very much just because we're not at the right spot to do it. Okay, those are intersects. Let's swap here. Apps, I want another maneuver to try to fix this. Six, 3, 2.8, 7, 0.7. 0.8, I should say. 0.7, 0.6, 0.3. That's pretty good. So long as it works. The entire time I tried to do that last mission, like, it would not be quite exactly the same burn that I was trying to set up with the maneuver. I'll do my best, though. That's pretty good. So our distance is 2,000 meters. We should be able to see it. Our speeds are actually pretty matched up compared to the last one I tried to do. Right. I want to burn retrograde the target. I don't see him out there, but he's out there. Kind of want to match our retrograde mark up with that target mark. Should mean he should be in the direction our engine is pointing right now. Oh, there he is. Went too fast. Okay. Killer velocity, killer velocity. How you doing, Jeb? Oh, he's actually like really okay. I thought he'd be a little bit lower. I didn't know how long exactly it took us to get here. As easy as possible for our ship. Set this as target. Okay. Yeah. He's a little bit spritier than the other piece here. All right. Oh. I wish this section was a little bit spritier. That would help us. Try again. Going. That. This thing sucks because it just can't turn very well. Should put RCS on it. Point it at the target. We've done it. He's done it. Jeb is back in control. Oh, okay. Docking is hard, guys. I think there's mods that let you auto dock. I might need to use them because I'm really bad at docking. But he's done it. What you think? What you think, Joe? Do you like this spacecraft? For the mud. He's done it. That was a lot of money too, so I think that was worth doing. As it was a failed mission, sort of, in that we didn't get to just do it in one go. Actually, we're like in position to go home right now. It was a failed mission, but it allowed us to do a secondary mission, which is like a great practice for a rescue mission. And not to mention, just fulfill the contract anyway. Like, technically, other than the launching the other one off into deep space, like we have a part that's just in deep space now, but other than launching that part off into deep space, this was actually would be the more proper way to have done the mission, is to have sent 2 rockets up here to do exactly that. So you probably would have done them automated instead of with Jeb. He's done it. Also, it looks badass now, because this one has solar panels and stuff. It looks like a serious spacecraft instead of just a little funky thing. I'll let him take the whole thing back. His life support was fine. I thought he'd be in a lot worse spot because I didn't know how many days passed, but apparently not enough to matter too much. He's been out here 3 days. It's not long. What direction do I want to jettison this? I think I want to jettison it on like the normal. That way I'm not bringing down my apoaps or periaps. Farewell, Athena module, whatever I named you. You brought Jeb home. You've proved that rescue missions can be done. Probably will not probably not survive re-entry. Maybe you will. You have parachutes. Well, the stage recovery mod's gonna make sure you survive, I think. Jeb can go home. By Athena module. I think that's exactly what the Athena module looked like too, if you look it up. So that was, that's actually kind of funny, is we did this, we actually did do the Gemini mission. We have the Gemini pod, we have the Athena docking module, and they both look like, just like it, so that's actually kind of funny. Except they did it around Earth, not around the moon. Don't want this to bump into Sir Jeb. I'm actually gonna do this to kind of pull it away. I'm gonna switch back to Jeb. It might blow up before it gets to stage recovered. Good. This docking port might go, by the way. It will probably explode. We don't have a heat shield, but I think it'll be okay. Curious if any of the Athena module will make it back. Probably not. It's just staying too close to us right now. I should have separated them. Oh, shit. With that docking module. I don't know why we're not getting thermal readout. I don't know why I didn't get a thermal readout on that module, but that makes me a little bit more scared about the pod itself. That whole thing's probably gonna get blown up. I bet there's not much left now. Potentially just the fuel tank. We did it though. We did it though. That mission was a weird one because it felt like failure. Actually, because it was a failure, it was actually like more of a success than it would be in normal circumstances. It was a great rescue mission simulation. Except it wasn't a simulation. Whoop, whoop. I think most of the time when we're going to have issues with bringing people home, they're going to be a little bit too far out for that kind of rescue mission to be done. But we'll see when it happens, man. Let's see when it happens. I'm no longer really as angry at the game as I was before, too, because that was kind of fun. Can't decide if I want to keep playing Kerbal Space Program more, if I want to start another series, because I have a lot more games I want to play. But I am having fun with this. I don't know why the screen is bobbing around so much. Here's what's left of Artemis. Batteries, the high gain antennas, the fairing base, fuel tank, parachutes, fuel tank. Actually everything. Oh, the small... The small antennas are gone, and the solar panels are gone. Everything else actually made it. Which is surprising to me. Because I thought I saw a lot more than 4 explosions, but could be wrong. Didn't need a heat shield. There's another part? No, it's the same one. I made it, Jeb. I made it back home. Wonder what Jeb feels with owing his life to a robot. Well, it's not quite balanced enough to just come on and without stability. That's fine. It still is amusing to me that we did the Gemini mission. I actually kind of want to look it up while we're doing this descent. That's gonna take forever. Gemini, Athena. Why are you showing me an anime? Gemini, Athena, space. Gemini 8. That's funny. Let me turn the time warp down and grab the OBS software. Actually show you guys this. Let's see. Window capture. Possibly not working. Just do display capture then. Created Inception. I have to adjust it a little bit. There it is. That's the Athena module. See, those look similar to what we docked with. And then I compare it to the Gemini capsule. Here's it like about to dock. So we're to look at the Gemini capsule there. You can see it's pretty similar to the thing that we just landed with. So that's cool. Back to the though. A long descent. It's funny how much FAR changes the way the parachutes work. They're just like so much better now. They're like overpowered almost. almost too good at almost hard to get back to the surface. It takes so long. We're bobbing up and down a little bit too much. Darn. I don't know if that was worth any science, but let's see. Oh, we're like in an hour-long video here, but tiny bit of science. The main thing was the money. Didn't give us too much. Oh well. It was kind of fun. Hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.